Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat on the way in. All right. In this stream, we will be speaking about, and shout out to Trail Bentley. Shout out to that brother. We will be speaking about Trail's favorite female content creator, Miss Real Talk with Yani. I ain't gonna call him. I'm not gonna call her what he calls her. I'm not gonna go there. It's too funny. Um, okay. Real Talk with Yani low key look like she losing it. I'm not saying that like as a throwaway line or just to mock her or make fun of her. She looks like she's losing it. Being single is like ripping her to shreds, and she's attempting her hardest to keep her mental faculties right, to keep her faculties, and you can see like it's having an effect on her, right? Yanni is a young lady. Well, you know, according to some of us, she hit the wall, but okay. Um, no children, from my understanding, never been married. Um, and Yanni's making good YouTube money, but you can see she's losing it. That being single, whatever she keeps on calling her peace, I don't know how much peace you have, Yanni. Yanni, you talk about depression and you not wanting to go back to that dark hole, and you not going to that dark hole for anyone. Yanni, are you sure you ain't backsliding back into that dark hole in your current situation? Because you have the money, right? You got it, and you got it by yourself, right? Now, much of that is talking crap about black men, men in general, but black men. And I like how black women, especially when white men done destroyed the world in so many ways, they just say men, right? If it's a black man, they make sure to say black men. But when it's white men, they just say men. Yani talking about all this stuff men done did, and she really talking about white men, but she refused to say white men. She say men. A bunch of things that black men are suffering too, suffering from also, right? A bunch of stuff that white patriarchy done put on everybody, but Yanni saying men instead of white men. Look how you don't want to talk about God. Oh, look how you don't want to talk about God. Huh. All right, Yanni. Black women, I see you. I see you. Right? When it's white men, it's men. When it's black men, it's black men. All right. Right? So I in a weird way, I actually feel sad for Yanni, if that makes sense. And I know she don't need my pity. Yanni, you killing me financially. I'll give you that. Oh, financially, you off the chain financially. But in a weird way, and I, like when when a person says they feel sad for someone, we can easily take it, as that person trying to show pity, and like pity has this kind of condescending or like negative tone to it. It's not pity. It's not, she don't need my pity. When I say feel sad, in a weird way, feel sad, because you can see a person just like Ebony K. Williams. This, by the way, Yanni, this is another thing that y'all miss. A lot of y'all women miss. Also with Gabby, right? And in the D Wade situation, what y'all don't get, and what Gabby was telling y'all, you take the single route and deal with that psychologically, mentally, emotionally. What Gabby is telling y'all is, I would rather not. Meanwhile, by the way, that's the same thing that Wendy Williams was trying to tell y'all. That's the same thing that what's your girl name off of the reel? The heavy set sister. That's what she was trying to tell y'all. That's why she's holding on to the white dude that earns less than her for dear life, right? That's the same thing Nicki Minaj tried to tell y'all. See, Nicki Minaj didn't want to be you, Yanni, right? Wendy Williams doesn't want to be you, Yanni. Yanni, your route is the Ebony K. Williams route. Your route is the Vivica A. Fox route. Your route, eventually y'all sound like Eartha Kitt. And it's very interesting to be watching you go through that, and then you don't understand why Gabby sounds the way she does. Right? Detroit, you're ahead of me right now. You're ahead of me right now. Don't you're ahead of me right now. You're ahead of me right now. Right? It's interesting listening to you sound the way you sound. and yet you don't understand why those women made the decision they made, right? Because the video that I'm covering, Real Talk with Yanni covered a bunch of topics, but there's certain things that I want to emphasize and kind of go over. And this is one of them. Yanni, you listen to you. And I know a lot of the women in your comment section were clapping it up, right? Looking like seals, clapping it up for you and agreeing with you. And yeah, and all of that sound nice. That sound nice. But Yanni, you're a woman over the age of 30 who's making some good money, right? You got a good little your YouTube hustle, your YouTube business, you're making good money. I'm guessing you're making well into the six figures. You live in life. Like you said, you're living a life of leisure as a single woman, right? You killing the game, and yet listen to how you sound. See, y'all could say all that. I need my peace, and I love being single, and that, and then you start speaking, and men are like, yeah, all right, uh huh, yeah, nothing beat this single life, all right. You made your decision, Yanni. As of right now, you made your decision on being single for your peace, right? Yanni, do you hear yourself? Do you hear yourself? See, those other women that's in the same situation as you, they sound like you. So they're not gonna tell you, actually, I don't know. You don't sound too peaceful over here. You sound like you're one issue away from crumbling. You sound like you're one issue away from completely shattering, right? But okay. And I'm not putting that on you to be like, oh, she's single. And no, Mr. I've said it multiple times on my channel. Just because you're single doesn't mean you're miserable. Just because you're single doesn't mean you're lonely. So you can't even put on Mr. Z, that Mr. Z walking around here telling every black woman, oh, you're single and miserable. You're single and miserable. I actually don't believe that. I actually don't believe that. I've seen single people glowing too. Yanni, I don't know if you glowing though. Right? What's the actress that just had the kid? What's her name again? Oh my God, the young Angela Bassett. I know a lot of brothers like, don't call her Angela Bassett. Y'all know what I'm trying to say, right? And you talk about the glow on her, right? That glow that she has. Yeah, a man and kids. Yeah, she ain't married. Yeah, there's something to say about that. But a man and a kid. A man and a kid, right? Is she glowing? Kiki Palmer. Thank you, Indigo. Kiki Palmer, right? Yeah. I'm just, hey, so it, you see these people, particularly, we're talking about women because we're black men and we're talking about black women mainly. And they're telling you everything's all right. I'm good. I'm good. I love it over here. I'm good. I'm good. Everything is all right. I'm good over here. And they not. And then when they really get good, they tell you how not good they were when they were telling you they were good. Right? Like, what's my girl name again? Y'all know who I'm talking about. The heavy set sister from The Real, right? I can't remember her name. Why can't I be saying these people name 1 second and in the next second I can't remember their names, right? So Yanni speaks about essentially being a single woman in leisure, right? Being a single woman in leisure, right? Lonnie Love, thank you, y'all. Lonnie Love, Jesus Christ. Thank you, KW Dawn in Detroit. Thank you, jeez. Right? And quite frankly, Yanni, you might have priced yourself out of marriage. You're talking about the incentive. Yanni's theme, especially the latter part of her stream, was The incentive. What incentive do men offer? What incentive? There's no incentive. Y'all pissed on the incentive. Y'all took your penis out and y'all peed on the incentive. What's the incentive? Yani, you in the same boat as Ebony K. Williams. Y'all in the same boat. You might have priced yourself out of the incentive. Yeah, just like that. Oh yeah, Mr. Z just said you might have priced yourself out, Yani. All right, you earn too much and you want to live a life of leisure. You want to live on your man. Yani, you a six-figure black woman. Either go date out or stay single. And even with the white dudes, that clock ticking, right? That clock ticking, Yani. Because the white dudes don't take y'all after a certain amount of time. All that crap y'all be talking about black men. And don't even look the Latino way. After a certain age, they really ain't checking. The Asians were never checking. So you got white dudes. Right? Y'all just be talking. Ooh, y'all just be talking. Right? So Yani wants to live a life of leisure. She want to be a kept woman. Those were her words. So I want to spend a little bit of time on the kept woman thing. Ladies, this is Ebony K. Williams' issue too, by the way. That's something I should have brought up with Ebony. They want to be kept women while they're rich. The math don't math. Yani, when you want to keep on saying the math don't math, the math don't math. Yani, the math don't math. Go find you one of. I'm sorry to my African brothers. I'm about to throw y'all all the way under the bus. Go find you one of these simp ass, lame ass, color struck African brothers with some corrupt money. I'm sorry, African brothers. I know. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. But y'all know what I'm saying is the truth. Go find you one of these lame ass, simp ass, color struck, desperate ass African brothers, or go find you essentially the equivalent of the white dude and get on. That's it. Get out of here. Right? Train tracks, train tracks, train tracks. Right? Because Yani, you might have earned too much for what you're talking about. So many of y'all women in general, black women specifically, that are doing well financially still want to be kept women and be women of leisure off of your man's money. Well, the math don't math like that. Y'all fought for equality, Yani. You forgot? Yani, you remember that thing that you was trying to throw in Martin Luther King's face and in Dr. Umar Johnson's face, that equality that you were trying to throw in their face? Yeah, you got it, Yani. You got it. And now that equality has allowed for you to earn far more than the average American does in general. That includes them white dudes. Why do you keep on bringing up white dudes? Because Yani over here flirting with the swirler talk. She's done it on multiple videos, so I got to make sure to let her know. Yeah, your options are limited, period. That's why you over here throwing a fit in your own way. Yani, you want to know why you sound the way you sound? Like, it's hard. It's hard because I'm really not trying to make fun of her, and I'm really not trying to mock her. I'm really not. But it's difficult not to, because you're seeing a person that gets off on the gender war, like she does that whole snooty fake white girl voice, right? And like, yeah, this is what y'all wanted, yeah, like that type of talk. And she's getting off on for her, she feel like hold that L, right? That's why Mr. Z has the title holding the L. And she's talking this way, and she's getting off on it. She's getting off what her seeing men take a L in her mind. She's getting off on that. I'm like, Yani, this go two ways. There is no men taking L without women taking L's. That it doesn't work that way. You're an example of that right now, by the way. The way you sound is there is no men taking L's unless y'all could create a third sex. There is no men taking L's without indirectly women taking L's. There is no women taking L's without men indirectly taking L's. It doesn't work that way. And what you thought, Yani, is you could earn your way and price your way out of taking an L. And I'm watching you take the L right now, psychologically and emotionally. We're watching you take that L. All that protect your peace. I don't know, Yani. You don't look too peaceful right now, right? You don't look too peaceful right now, Yanni. So you want to be a kept woman of leisure while you already earn six figures. So once again, Yanni, because you talked about the business and the 9 to 5 and how 9 to 5 people, like, you're not gonna glorify the business life to 9 to 5 because you got to pay crazy in taxes and everything. And I applaud you for being honest with your subscribers in that. Now let me extend this to you and be honest with you with this. Yanni, you're in the top 10% of income earners in America. So if you look, you already wiped out, boom, 90% of income earners off top, right? Now, I'm not going to limit you to black men. We already know you flirting with the swirler talk. Fine. 90% of dudes, you already pretty much wiped out. So let's say, let's be kind to you and let's say 88% of men, 87% of men, you just wiped them off. Boom. Because you want it to be based off of his income, your life of leisure. So now you playing with 12%. Now, half of those men are already married. The higher up you go in income, the more likely they are married. So now, Yanni, you really playing with 6%, 6.5. If we talking about the fact that you took off 87% of dudes, so you play with 6.5%, give or take. Now, we didn't talk about his looks yet. We didn't talk about his personality yet. We didn't talk about whether he's racist or not yet, right? We didn't talk about whether he's attracted to you, not whether you're attracted to him. Now we can talk about whether you're attracted to him, right? Okay, now what? What that leave you with? Shout out to the medium man. We did the math for Ebony K. Williams. Where that came up to medium man, what, 0.2%? So let's say Yanni and all Yanni's probably working with 1% of men when everything's said and done. 1.5. We'll be a little bit nicer to Yanni. Shit, we could even be wait. We could say you're working with 2% now, Yanni. Y'all screw yourselves over on the math and then get mad at the men. And it's the math ain't mathing. Yeah, right? Trying to be cute with it. Yanni, you might have priced yourself out. You wanted to make the money without a man? Cool. You wanted to live a life, provide yourself a life of leisure? Cool. You did that. Now suffer the positive and negative consequences, right? KW Dawn. I had it highlighted, but I didn't read it until just now. And thank you for the super chat. And KW Dawn says, if you insist on oh god, see, I gotta look down. I'm sorry, y'all. Let's read this again. If you insist on being a kept woman, you will be kept. You should have put dot dot dot. I'll put it for you, KW Dawn. Dot 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 single. So let's read that one more again. Um, if you insist on being a kept woman, you will be kept single. KW Dawn. Look, it make funny, Yanni, but like so many women, and it's in grand scheme of things, it's really a relative handful. But the women that find themselves in Yanni's position and in Ebony K. Williams' position and Kim Foster position, even though Kim Foster, she actually accepted that she's gonna be paying dudes, right? She actually accepted that she's gonna be in the financial leadership position, right? Or she's gonna be the breadwinner. But the Ebony K's and the real talk with Yanni's, and I would argue even the Chrissies, right? They struggle with that. But look how much you earn. Look at your money. You wanted to not be reliant on a dude, and you put yourself in that position. First of all, congratulations to you. Okay, now you're in that financial position. All right, now deal with it. Right? Deal with it. right? So Yanni's just trying to rationalize her position. This is really not about other women. This is about Yanni. That's why you're making the videos you making about decentering men, isn't that, Yanni? Because you need to decenter men. See, when you turn off all the lights at night, Yanni, how that feel? When you're in a nice, comfortable bed, right? Because we done there's already the data, Yanni, that men and women do about how people breathe harder when they're single and by themselves. Even when they're sleeping harder. So yeah, your bed might be comfortable, but that sleep ain't. Talk about peace. Yeah, that's it. So when you turn off that television, when you turn off those lights, when the vibrator stop buzzing, you at peace, right? Yeah, that's it. You're at peace, right? Yanni, you're attempting to rationalize to yourself. This is not about other women, other black women. It's not. It's not about your homegirls that found a man and they consumed their life all with the man. It's not. This is you attempting to decenter men for yourself in your own mind. Yanni, you're throwing a temper tantrum, bro. You're throwing a tantrum, Yanni. We've seen it before, Yanni. Women just like you doing okay financially, doing better than okay financially. And now it's where's my man? But for the Yannis of the world, it's now where's my man? I could do it without men. I'm okay. You know, unless a man is earning this much. In other words, a man got to buy me, right? Those are the incentives, right, Yanni? A man has to buy you. And because you earn so much and because you're making so much, Yanni, that bar is to the moon. Because remember, you said you wanted to be a kept woman. You said you still want to be a woman of leisure in a relationship. That's okay. And so you're attempting to rationalize right now your current situation and you're speaking like you're making it about all other women and other black women. You're not. This is about you. This is about you, Miss Yanni. And that's why I said it's a bit sad earlier. Because we're watching you throw a temper tantrum. You could call it whatever you want. You could say it however you want. And men are going to have to compromise. And men have never had to compromise. Right? Men have never had to compromise. And men have to compromise. Right? And she brings up this meme, I guess, that was circulating over social media of a 67-year-old dude that worked himself to the bone and now he earns some $3,200 a month on a fixed income and is showing a 22-year-old influencer who earns like 3 stacks a month or something like that, or 30,000. But I'm sorry, not 3,000, $30,000 a month, right? And then they're getting into the influencer versus 9 to 5 debate in the comments. And Yanni says, I don't see that. I see a man who thought he could buy the 22-year-old when he get to the age that he is in, earning as much as he does. First of all, let's get to something real quick. Yanni, how many women are earning $30,000 a month? Ever. We're not even going to talk about how delusional it is for the 22-year-old that's earning that and how ultra rare that is. We're not even going to speak about how ultra rare that is. How many women ever earn $30,000 a month? The median income for women in America in general is some 25, 27, $28,000 a year. So how many women earn $30,000 a month? Women in general in America barely, the median is barely $3,000 a month. let alone $30,000 a year, especially at 22 years old, right? So this example that you used, funny, okay, cute, fine, clap it up, haha. That's what you get. 67-year-old. You thought you was gonna get to your age and buy you a 22-year-old. Yeah, no, no, Yanni, no. Once again, you're attempting to rationalize your current position, right? Why do we keep on bringing up Ebony K. Williams? Same thing. Ebony, why are you single? These black men are on my level. These blue collar, they mediocre, and they accept C's and D's. And exactly, exactly. Yanni, you might have priced yourself out the game. You might have priced yourself out the game. It's not black men's fault. Go date out. Stay single. Be happy. Be in your peace that you claim you have. Lonnie Love said the same thing. Wendy Williams tried to front, couldn't do it too long. We can name them. The twin is thirst trapping right now. If you ain't catch it, Gabby told y'all, yeah, all of this crap she told y'all. Guess what? She still ain't leaving D Wade. What? Let me see, y'all. I have to say this also. Yanni speaks on another video about Gabby being rich, but yet she has um scarcity mindset. Y'all don't get it. These celebrity and these rich women, not just black women, right? But Jennifer Aniston over here tried. It was too late. She tried to have a kid out of marriage, right? Without a man. These rich and famous women tell y'all what it is, and y'all still refuse to accept it. Let me spell it out for you. I have the money. I have the looks. I have the connections, right? If I break up with this man, I could go get me another one. I run into circles. The reason why I don't want to be single is because single at this level is depressing because you have everything else. You're not on the rat race. Yanni, you experiencing it now. How you experiencing it and still don't realize what you're experiencing? Or at least you're not saying it online. Yanni, you're experiencing it now. You no longer have to be in the rat race. Financially, you're good. The one thing you're missing is the dude and the kids. And you going through the motions of that, acting like you're not going through the motions of that. Yanni, you going through the motions of that. You tell us to hold this L, accept the L, hold the L. Yanni, the L is on your back. Yanni, the L is on your back. You have everything else, Yanni, except for the dude and the kids, and it's driving you crazy. And what's driving you even more crazy is you won't accept that that's what's driving you crazy. You sound the way you do. It's like you're mocking yourself because you care that you don't have a man, Yanni. You care that you don't have a man. You care that you don't have children because you want a man to show up a certain way. I don't begrudge you that. That's what standards are. I don't begrudge you that. But you're throwing a fit because you haven't met the man that you find attractive that has bought you yet. That's going to make you a kept woman and a woman of leisure. And you're throwing a fit. You refuse to call this what it is. You're throwing a fit because you haven't met that man. And if you have, he don't earn enough. And if he has, he might have passed you up. And you're throwing a fit. You could call it whatever you want, right? And Detroit says, and thank you for the super chat. Detroit says she can probably eating big man's breakfast right now. She earning and eating at the same time. Fortunately, black women. She doing her thing. She's doing look, Detroit, she's doing her thing. We ain't gonna begrudge her that. She lost some weight, right? She doing her thing. She in Houston. All right, cool. She said she's still flirting with dudes. She still want that attention. Yanni, you're still flirting with dudes because you want the attention. You low key don't realize what you're saying. You're admitting that you're not above it. That's why you're flirting with men because you like the way that feels. Because you're not above it. You're not above caring what men think. Ooh, damn it. Mr. Z. Yanni, you're admitting you're not above it. See, you're trying to say you're above it. Your ego is attempting to tell all these other women, I'm above it. I found the secret sauce and how to not to care. Just earn money and you won't care what men think. Except when you admit that you still flirt with men because you care what they think. You care about that feeling, even if it's coming from a place of ego. Even if this is about your ego, but it's men that's keeping that ego inflated. That's men. Because if you didn't care, then you would just accept all those well wishes and pat on the back and add a girl from the women in your comments. It's not good enough now, is it? Those women doing the add a girl, yeah, we're happy for you being okay with being single. It's not good enough now, is it? That's why when you go out and you flirt with men, that's where that ego boost comes from. It's not the women in your comments because you care what men think. You're not above it. Your money has not allowed for you to escape what men think and feel about you. Right? Hmm. Huh. Yanni, you're not above it, bro. You're not. All this incentive talk, you might have priced yourself right out the incentives. All this, where are the incentives? Men have taken the incentives. No, this is equality. Women took the incentives off the table, Yanni. Women took their own incentives off the table, Yanni. Y'all wanted equality, Yanni. It's interesting listening to you talk. We couldn't even open our bank accounts back in the day. Yeah, now you can. Now you can work. Now you can earn into the six figures like you, Yanni. You took your own incentives off the table, Yanni. What's the incentive to be with the man? Yanni, you took your own incentives off the table. What men don't understand is when we talk about protection, we're talking about emotional protection, sexual protection, physical protection, mental protection. She's listed all of these different aspects of protection. I'm like, yeah, we actually do understand that. I, because I know you be listening in and snooping into the Black Manosphere occasionally. We talk about that over here. I don't know if you don't realize that, or maybe those are the shows that you don't actually listen into. Possibly, maybe, kind of, sort of. We do actually talk about that, Miss Real Talk with Yanni. We do. Huh. You and other women like you took your own incentives off the table. And we're not even going to talk about your super sassiness yet. We're not going to talk about that super sass. You and Ebony K. Williams need to go stand over there to the left and figure it out. Whether y'all gonna keep date out or do the same sex loving thing or um stay single with your vibrator. Um yeah. Because what you're attempting to construct, Yanni, is that hive. Shout out to the nameless protagonist. You're attempting to build that hive, and most women ain't just not with it. They're not. Most women are not with it. Shout out to you. And even the women in your own comments. See, when you were talking about Shira Seven and you were talking about something else, you know what the women were like, I just do this for entertainment. I want to focus on that part real quick. They're listening to y'all for the entertainment, for the highs and the lows, the emotional highs and lows. They like listening to y'all beef. They like listening to y'all gossip. They're listening to y'all for the highs and the lows, Yanni. They're listening to y'all for the same reason they watch the Real Housewives crap, for the highs and the lows. Huh. And guess what? They not listening to much of anything else y'all saying though. The young lady, you can find the comment. I screenshotted it. You can find the comment. The lady said it. They listen to y'all as a form of entertainment, like pure entertainment. Because most of these women that have dudes, the dudes earn similar to them a little bit more, but they're not leaving. They're not living the life of leisure. They don't want to sound like you. See, they'll clap it up for you. Yeah, you know, Yani want to be a kept woman. Yani making her own money. She want to be a kept woman by a dude that makes even more than her. Yeah, that sound nice. And these women said, yeah. Once they turn it off, they're like, yeah, I ain't gonna be single like Yani, sounding like how she do. Yani, you are exhibiting exactly why Gabby did not, and as of right now, will not leave D Wade. Gabrielle Union ain't leaving D Wade. As of right now, from what we could see, you're exhibiting why. You're exhibiting why Wendy Williams is back with her husband. You're exhibiting it right now why Lonnie Love broke down after she ended up with the white man. Right? What's homegirl name from Martin, the light skinned one? Not Pam. Right? Why she was on the reel talking about looking for a man, any man. You're exhibiting it right now. All these women are older than you. You don't see why? All these women are older than you. They telling you what it is. You're exhibiting right now why Erykah Badu stays with a dude. We have our issues with her over here in the Black Manosphere, but you know what Erykah Badu ain't never? She's never single. Erykah Badu stay with a dude. You're exhibiting why, Yani. Your pride won't let you admit that online, even though Mr. Z suspects that you're admitting it to yourself in private when you're dealing in your private. Right? Yani, you're exhibiting right now why those ladies sound the way they do. Why they're holding on to their man for dear life. Gabrielle Union over here paying 50 and et cetera, et cetera. Yeah, and she ain't leave D Wade yet. Yeah, D Wade had a baby on her and she still ain't leave. You don't get it. You don't know why? You don't get it? Didn't Luda have a baby on his chick too and then married her? And you know why she ain't leave? Where's she going? The Gabby story is more interesting. Gabrielle Union's story is more interesting because she makes her own money. And lots of it. She ain't making D Wade money, but she make her own money. And she's paying 50. And her actions, not her words, are showing you she ain't going nowhere. Where's she going? Y'all want to know why Beyonce let Jay-Z cheat in it? Well, exercises options. Let me say it how the Black Manosphere say it. Exercises options and she ain't going nowhere. Where's she going? To one of them lame ass Arab billionaires? Where's she going? To one of the white Eastern European oligarchs? Where's she going? To one of the Chinese billionaires? Blech. Huh? And thank you for the super chat, Oliver the Gray. And Oliver the Gray says, Z said, peace these nuts. Right? Yeah, she's the one who's claiming, oh, for my peace. And yeah, that sound nice. And don't look like you got too much peace. And don't look like it right now. Right? That's not what it's looking like. What else I got here? Right? So Yeti speaks about better quality of men, right? And she tells the mothers, y'all gotta produce better quality of men. The quality of men is the issue. That's why marriage is going down. That's why this, that. Yawn. Better quality of men. Yani. Are you mad that you ain't get butt yet? That's the issue. Better quality of men. Yani. You are the dude now. There you go. You are the dude now, Yani. Better quality of men, no. Yeah, how about not? How about you accept being single or go find that African millionaire that you looking for somewhere? I don't know where he exists. Go find him. Or the rich white dude, the white millionaire you looking for. Go find him. The Latino millionaire? Possibly. Probably not. You're in Houston. If he was there, you would have found him already. Huh. Better quality of men. See, this is the time when you tell women no. Yeah, no, just accept your position, right? You told us to accept this L, accept that L and be single. Right? You talk about you're okay with being single. That's what you're telling us, right? You're the one telling us you're okay with being single. You. Not even okay. You love being single. You're the one saying it. Right? You're over here throwing a fit, acting like you're not throwing a fit. You're throwing a fit, right? I need to stress this. Ladies, you live in an egalitarian or an increasingly egalitarian system. That means that more and more women, because this is a zero sum game, unfortunately, as more and more women earn more, you're actually replacing the men that you want to earn more to buy you. Does Mr. Z have to say it that crass? Yes. You're earning more. You're literally taking the money out the pocket of the men that you want to buy you. The men that you want to keep you in leisure, Yanni. The men that you want to make you a kept woman. You're literally competing with them for the money, for the eyeballs, for the views, for the 9 to 5s, for the businesses, for the business contracts, for the business loans. And so when you sometimes win, you have to accept that that puts you in the financial breadwinner position. So you either do what you're doing now, Yanni, and wait, and you said you're enjoying your life, granted, fine, and wait for the dude that finally buys you, or I don't see you doing that, Yanni. Not openly and admittedly, or you pay for the dude. Ah. Oh yeah, that's how it goes. That's how the game is going right now. Just in case y'all didn't know, just in case you didn't know, Yanni, that's the game. That is the game, right? You said men are peeing on the incentives. You said better quality of men, right? You said there's no longer any incentives to get married. Women took the incentives off the table. You keep on saying it was the men. Women took the incentives off the table, Yanni. Let's say women weren't the ones that took the incentives off the table. Let's say magic happened. The incentives are no longer on the table. Fine. The incentives are no longer on the table. Enjoy being single. You said you enjoy being single. You said you enjoy your peace. I don't know. It don't look like it, but fine. Enjoy it then. Right? Enjoy it. Okay. See, that gender war back and forth, they see it's cute. And the women in your comments clapping it up for you every time you get sassy and you get in your bag and you know, all the facial expressions and all the sassiness and all your fake valley girl. Yeah, right. Take this L. Yeah, yeah. That sounds nice. It's cute. All right. And on the other side, and on the other side is you accepting your current position, Miss Yani. You are the lead breadwinner on the north side of 30 as a black woman in America. Let's say that again. Over the age of 30, right? Because you said you hit the wall. You were saying you hit the wall. You were saying it in a mocking way to mock the black men that say this, but fine. Okay, let's go with that. You're on the north side of 30 with that attitude, and you earn too much for your own liking. You price yourself out the game. And then you're the one who's attempting to tell men to put the incentives on the table and to justify why a woman like you should be with them. No. Yeah, no. Either you want to be with me or you don't. And if you don't, that's perfectly okay. Either you want to be with a black man or you don't. And if you don't, that's perfectly okay. This is not the court of law. I'm not justifying why you should be. Either you want to jump on this ride or you don't. And if you don't, just keep on walking. Go find the ride that you do want to jump on. All this is pun intended, by the way. All the sexual innuendos, all of them. If you don't, then that's okay. That is perfectly okay. But it doesn't look like you're really accepting of your current position, though, Miss Yani. Right? Doesn't look like you actually enjoy your current financial position. You enjoy the accoutrement that come from it, but all of the kind of second order effects. Shout out to Richard Reeves. See, when I tell y'all to look up the Mouse Utopia Project, ladies, you think you're doing something special or sound special. You don't. Predictable, actually. Right? Predictable. We live in an increasingly atomized society. That's one of the reasons why Yani is doing the whole series about decentering men, because so many of her friends center men in their lives, their boyfriends and husbands. And so Yani probably feeling lonely as hell, right? With all her money, right? The meme, right? With Dave Chappelle wearing the crown and he's holding on to the money, right? He's hugging his money. Yani. Yani. So you hugging your money, Yani. That's cool. Deal with what that comes with, right? And Dr. Thunder says, and thank you for the super chat, Dr. Thunder. Thank you for being in. And Dr. Thunder says the Kardashian dilemma causes all kinds of mental gymnastics in order to maintain allegiance with the state over submission to a black man. Yes. But Miss Real Talk with Yanni said, what are the incentives? Your mental faculties. Right? Yanni, you got it. You got the money, right? You doing your own thing financially. You still losing it though. And don't expect, Yanni, do not expect any one of your subscribers to tell you that. If you wait for one of your subscribers or one of these other content creators that you might mess with and you have their number, they have your number. If you're waiting for one of them to tell you, hey, Yanni, you girl, you looking like you a little, you go, I don't know if you all right. If you're waiting for that, then you're going to be waiting until you pass because they're never going to tell you that. None of those ladies are ever going to tell you, Yanni, I don't know if you as good as you think you are. I don't know if you're there right now psychologically, Yanni. If you're waiting for that, right? So, it's, hey, I told y'all I kind of feel sad for it. I know so many people like, see, get out your sim bag. You always feel sad for these women. Yeah, right? Yeah. Now, in Yanni's comments were women that were saying, never get married, right? There were women that said never get married. Yeah, y'all heard right, right? Because the message, they get the message. They get the message. Never get married. The young people are saying, the young women are saying, never get married. Well, y'all will be where Yani is. That sounds nice, right? Never get married. Fine, never get married. And I want young black men to hear that some of your female counterparts, this is how they sound. Never get married. All right, sound nice. Sound nice, right? Until you paying attention to Yani. Sound nice until you paying attention to Ebony K. Williams, right? I never get married. Sound nice, but yeah. Do they look like they got it together? Do they look stable? Right? Huh. So somewhere in here, I can't find it anymore. But Indigo Flow says, these things come with trade-offs, right? Yes. And Yenny admits that, she knows they come with trade-offs. It doesn't look like she's fully willing to accept the trade-off, though. That's what she's grappling with, the trade-off. That's what she's grappling with, the trade-off. And we're watching her, and we're going to use her as another example to be like, hey, she comes down a long line of Vivica A. Foxes and Eartha Kitts. Compromise for what? For who? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yanni, you can't threaten men, bro. You don't actually mean compromise. You mean bow down. You can't threaten men. That's when you get into our bag, Yanni. You better learn what the feminists learn. You can't outright wage war against men. That ain't your. You won't win, Yanni. Example: you. Yanni, you better get in where you fit in. I see. That's why I say I never put it beyond. I don't know where some men get it where they don't think women got egos and pride too. I never put it beyond women to say they don't have egos like men do and pride. Exhibit A, Yanni. Exhibit B, Chrissy. Exhibit C, Paris. Cynthia G. Y'all can name all of them. Listen how they talk. All that ego, all that bravado, all that sass. Yeah, that sound nice. And other black women to clap it up for you because they love seeing a black woman get a man told, especially a black man told. They love seeing that. But these other women, excuse me, these other women, guess what? Many of them have a dude and they not letting go. Gabrielle Union showing you they not letting go. Beyonce showing you they not letting go. They're not. Y'all wonder why Jay-Z could exercise his option and Beyonce threatened to leave, and we all know she ain't going nowhere. Not yet. Let's see. Maybe one day. Not yet. Right? Y'all want to know why? On what was it, divorce court or whatever? One of those court shows. You saw the black woman begging the black dude to marry her. I brought the ring and marry me. Say marry me. You want to know why she sound like that? It's not fair. It's not fair. You want to know why she's saying that? They don't want to sound like you, Yanni. Right? Y'all realize y'all talking about women that are far more richer than you, far more famous than you, hella attractive. They could snap their fingers and men will be there. and they not letting they're not gonna be single for no one. Why do you think that is? Right? Why do you think that is? Yani, you're the example of why that is. Chrissy is the example of why that is. Paris got married on y'all ass. Why do you think Paris got married? You think it was all about the money? Paris will make the same type of content as y'all. Paris ain't trying to be out here single sounding like you, Yanni. She will make that content for the money. Right? For the money. Paris will make that type of content. But Paris ain't trying to sound like you, Yanni. She ain't trying to sound like Cynthia Geo, broken ass. Y'all remember the second Dr. Umar was like, let's investigate your mental. No, that's not the subject. Exactly. Broken as hell. Right? So what we know once again is Yanni suffered from depression, right? She says she's not going back in that dark hole. That's what she says. She's not going back in that dark hole, right? Meanwhile, you listen to her speak, and it sounds like she in that dark hole right now. Right now. Right? And that I will not make fun of. I'm not gonna mock her on that. I'm not gonna make fun of her, whatever depression she suffered, you know. But yeah, it sounds like you going through it right now also. You say you either were going to, or you might still be going to a therapist. You might want to switch it up because Yanni right now, like, not to be funny, right now, because you got everything else right except for the man and the kids, and we know because we can see it. We can see it ripping you apart. As much as you want to talk about decentering men, that's you trying to tell yourself to decenter men, and it ain't working. Yeah, it's not. No. Yeah. No. Nope. Nope. I don't know. Mr. Z is a heterosexual man. You know what I care about? What do black women care about? Does that mean I'm going to adhere to everything? Of course not. Once again, I'm a heterosexual man. When I sound like saying decenter women, what? Am I gay? No offense to the LGBTQ brothers, but am I gay? No. What I sound like saying decenter women? Bow down to women? No. Kiss women's asses? No. But decenter, what? What are you talking about? And y'all give me a second. I'm going in the super dead zone. So y'all give me 1 second. It's going to take me a couple of minutes. Y'all give me a second. Well, can you guys hear me well? Let me get a one if you guys can hear me well, because I'm in line for breakfast right now, and before I start ordering. So maybe I might not be in a complete dead zone in the particular spot I'm in. I'm gonna mute up once I start moving. Okay, now I'm moving. Now I'm moving. Forget it. But somewhere in this area is a super dead zone. So hopefully, I don't know. Let me get a one if you guys can hear me now. Okay, we getting a one. All right, thank you. All right. So yeah, why Shanti's back with Nick. Thank you, Jamfar. Thank you. That part too. That part too. Right now, I forgot about that. Right. Y'all better find out. These rich women be telling y'all. They tell y'all through action. Right. They say it through action. Right. And D Scott, thank you for the super chat. And D Scott says Z and his bleeding social heart. Living alone is a way worse than dying alone, bro. In my opinion, um, brother, when I who was the first was Indigo, was it you? It was one of the brothers y'all said it in the comments, and I was like, oh, I'm stealing that. Ooh, I'm stealing that. That's and it's true. And it's true. And we as human beings weren't built to live alone and to be alone. We're social creatures. And you could try to, try to do the diet version of like going out and being flirted with and kind of having men at a distance and like use them when you want them and then put them back. Yeah, obviously, Yani, that ain't working for you. Through your through your actions, that's not working for you. Through the way you sound, that's not working for you. It's not. And you're being celibate right now? Oh man. So you're a celibate woman in Houston making money. Oh, with your own place in a nice car. Oh, it's great and horrible at the same time. All right, you guys, I'm gonna mute up. I'll be back. Y'all talk amongst yourselves. Sure, right? Um, no, that's not what I was referring to, but that's another good one. I remember when you said that also, by the way. So let me mute up because I know I'm in a dead zone. Y'all probably can't even hear me well. because they were getting my order all type of wrong, right? Got my order all type of wrong. Now, I'm sorry, everyone. I don't know if you guys can hear me. Let me make sure I get out the dead zone before I say that again. Right? Let's see. Yeah, they had my order all. They had my order all type of wrong. I am sorry. I should have been out of that line. Usually when I go there, it's definitely not that long. And then yeah, and then they don't get my order wrong. This time they got my order wrong, and yeah, yeah, I'm over it. Anyway, okay, continuing. So yeah, Yanni's situation to me is very telling. It's very interesting. Because we're watching someone who is is outpacing much of her peers, both men and women financially, and she gets to live the type of life she wants. She gets to curate her own life. She's in many ways she hasn't escaped the rat race. I don't know if any of us actually ever do, but she's above many of us financially, and it's actually eating her up inside. It's eating her up because on the other side of this kind of financial freedom, right? Or at least being where she is financially, is where she is now, mentally and psychologically. She has another video where she speaks about not wanting to be rich. Rich is not good enough. She wants to be wealthy, right? And I'm like, no wonder y'all be so damn depressed. No wonder y'all be so unhappy. You never actually are ever truly fulfilled. You have bought in to the white capitalist order hook, line, and sinker, and you didn't question any of it. And if you have, you definitely ain't challenging it because you think you're a woman, so that's not your role. Right? And so suffer the consequences. Suffer the consequences of your own beliefs. Right? Suffer the consequences of your own beliefs. You want to be a woman of leisure, you want to be a kept woman, even though you're earning well into the six figures, well, suffer the consequences of your own beliefs. Right? Oops, you're bad. If this is what you believe truly, then so be it. And this is not about air quotes punishing you, right? First of all, who can do that? But secondly, this is about your own beliefs coming back and biting you in the rear end. This is not about men. As I said before, this is not about men or black men, or this is not about other black women. You wanted to see good for women or black women. No, this is about Yani. And Yani grappling with what it means and what it looks like to be a woman that can afford her own way in life. And on the other side of that, also looking for a man that's going to make her a kept woman and a woman of leisure. Dear FD Signifier, dear Josh, dear Eddie, dear Dr. Richard Reeves, right? Dear Scott Galloway, this is what we were talking about. Dear Richard Reeves, when we talk about second order effects, well, here go your second order effects. You said second order effects, Dr. Richard Reeves, I'm sorry. These are the second order effects. Women that earn more than enough, still saying men are not enough. Right? Women that earn more than enough, saying they want a man that earns even more. I don't know why it was so hard for you to accept that, Dr. Richard Reeves. You thought the women were just going to get down with the program. Yeah, no. Right? I would like to introduce you to black women. No. Right? Yeah, the ladies are saying, yeah, nah, I'd rather be single. And not only single, it's not single is not the problem. Dear Yani, single is not the problem. The havoc y'all wage when being single, the other young women y'all drag with y'all into this way of thinking while you're being single, right? You being single is not the problem, right? Single is not the problem. The way you sound, the way you speak, the way you advocate, mm, that might be a problem. No, sorry, that is a problem, right? Huh. So, as I said, you're over the age of 30. You sound the way you do, sassy as hell. You're attempting to tell us that you're perfectly okay with your position. Clearly not, right? You're producing content like this for your subscribers, and somehow we're supposed to be accepting of you claiming that you want your peace. What peace? Is this what peace looks like to you, Yani? This is peaceful? If this is what peace will look like, what does turmoil look like? What does not being in a space of peace look like? Right? This is what peaceful looks like? Right? Pretending like you don't know why Gabrielle Union is still with D Wade. That's what peace looks like? Telling us that you're not sacrificing your peace for no one, telling us that you're not going into that dark hole of depression for anyone. Meanwhile, sounding like you in a dark hole of depression. Right? That's what peace looks like? And the 18 letter says, and shout out to you, thank you for the super chat, 18 letter. The 18 letter says, I don't feel bad for Yani at all. With her Hadouken Ryu fade, she better grab her white G and red headband and prepare to fight for the top 10%. Yeah, yes. Really, when the math is all said and done, at best for her, the top 6%. At best. Right? At best the top 6 or so%. That ain't a good look at all. It's not, right? And I get why other people are saying, some people in the comments like, nah, Z, don't feel sad for her. I get it. I get it. Right. I'm not saying she ain't dig this hole for herself. Mr. Z is not saying that. I'm not saying that we shouldn't hold her accountable for her own beliefs and the content she's been producing for years. I'm not, saying that. I'm saying this still looks depressing as hell. This looks sad. And she's gonna sass her way right into Eartha Kitt. Right? Yeah. And you would think these people would learn, but I think something that I found really revealing is when that Eartha Kitt video recirculated and we kind of popularized it again, and you would read through the comments, And you would see so many women clapping it up for her. And you're like, wait, y'all don't think she's suffering? Eartha Kitt's suffering. But your ego won't let you see that. Your idea of the gender war won't let you see that. The way you view it in won't let you see that. Eartha Kitt ain't happy, right? I said this on the Roger Report's channel one time, and I said this to Black Uru. I said we're dealing with the type of women that will jump off the edge of the cliff backwards just to look at your face and the horror on your face that you couldn't save them, and get satisfaction as they plummet to their death watching the horror on your face that you couldn't save them. Eartha Kitt, right? So when I say, in a weird way, I feel sad for Yani, it's not pity, because I think pity comes with this air of superiority, and it has like a negative connotation to it. It's not pity. It truly is like, wow, you just squandering all them chances and opportunities because you're angry at niggas, right? So when I say sad 18th letter, that's where it's coming from. It's like, wow, you know, you could have been one of these family oriented YouTube channels and turn a new leaf and go off and sell in the sunset with you and your husband and your kids in the future. But your ego won't let you, right? Your ego won't let you. Michael Ross. It's sad but funny, but this is funny, Michael. And Michael Ross says, I'm looking at them jump walking the other way, Z. I get it. Look, I'm not asking nobody to think and feel the way Mr. Z does. I am not advocating for this to be a popular concept in the Black manosphere. I definitely understand where y'all brothers coming from. And what you will not find Mr. Z doing is shaming y'all or telling y'all should think the way I do or feel the way I do on this subject. No siree. No siree. Right? But to me, that is that is the epitome of sad. That you are so rageful, that you are so angry, right? And even Yani herself says, y'all gotta live y'all life. She's saying this to her subscribers. Don't even listen to me, because we lived our life, and don't take on our, essentially she's telling her subscribers, don't take on our burdens. Her younger subscribers. And I agree with her. As a matter of fact, thank you very much for actually saying that, Yani. But on the other side is everything else you say. And on the other side is everything else you say. So I applaud you for saying that, and for telling the young ladies not to take on you and these other people's burdens, and to go live their life and experience life. I applaud you for that. But on the other side is this you, right? Oh, I didn't know that. And UC says, I'm behind on the stream. Kim K also just said she cries herself to sleep now as a single mom. Yeah, because that age is starting to hit. And we're not talking about Kim Kardashian the way we used 2 years ago, right? She ain't the center of the universe anymore. And her and Kanye ain't a thing anymore. You should have stayed with Kanye. Maybe you could have helped him. You know, the brother sometimes look like he going off the deep end. Maybe you could have helped him, but ah, you thought you could. You thought you didn't have to, and well, shout out to all of us that knew that Pete Davidson thing wasn't gonna last more than 2 nanoseconds. Exactly, D. Scott. And D. Scott said, Kim who? Right? Exactly, D. Scott. Exactly. Exactly. Right? And just in case you weren't joking, Kim K, Kim Kardashian, Kim Kardashian. But exactly. As a matter of fact, if you didn't mean it, I mean, if you didn't mean to be funny, that even proves the point even more. If you weren't trying to be funny, that proves the point even more. Kim who? Right? Jeez. So um, when I say sad, that's where I'm coming from when it comes to real talk with Yani. When it comes to a lot of these content creators, right? And I understand where you brothers are coming from, but I don't think human beings are meant to be alone. I think that we're putting this fictitious thing called money ahead of way too much, especially when you're good. When you are good financially, there are no excuses anymore, right? And Trell says, "Yay, crazy," but he already remarried, and there you go, and there you go, right? So yeah, it. What can you say to this? A bunch of women who are financially good. Y'all are good financially, throwing a fit that you can't. Now you already had your issues from when you were younger. Already your rejection issues, as Yanni pretty much admitted to, right? But now you did your whole air quotes glow up thing. That's what you said. Fine. You glowed up. Now you're making money. And what's your issue now? That you want to be a kept woman of leisure, and the dudes ain't offering that, and the dudes that are offering that make you want to throw up. Okay, and this is men's issue for what? And now you throwing a fit, talking about men took the incentives off the table. No, this is capitalism, and women can earn what they want to earn. No, this is free market capitalism, and you have choices. Sometimes maybe not that many choices, but you have choices, right? And it's your choice to be single, Yanni. It's your choice to be single. It's your choice to antagonize and chastise men. That's your choice. It's your choice to be extra sassy and tell us, how you it's all about your peace, right? That's your choice. Deal with the consequences of your choice, right? If you say men took all the incentives off the table, fine then. Took all the incentives off the table. Remain single, flirting with men at clubs and bars and get-togethers and wherever you flirt with them, so you could still get that high and that attention and remain single, right? And go home to your toy, playing with your toy, thinking about the dude that you just flirted with, right? Oh well. And y'all give me a second. Talk amongst yourselves. Mr. Z gotta do boyfriend stuff real quick. Give me a second, everyone. And to answer your question, Detroit, Mr. Z's back. And to answer your question, that was 18th letter who killed me with the Hadouken. And here goes the comment for you. And 18th letter says, I don't feel bad for Yani at all with her Hadouken Ryu fade, right? Her Hadouken Ryu fade. She better grab her white G and her red headband and prepare to fight for the top 10%. I'm not even gonna go in on Yanni's hairstyles, in which she did. To me, it's the exaggerated facial expressions that her and her subscribers think are cute, right? And I get it, being animated and all of that stuff. I understand, but no, right? And I get it, like you do that and it gets you more views and clicks, and it's kind of your thing now, right? On top of just being a black woman and just being black and some of the facial expressions we make in general, you know, yeah. For me, it's the facial expressions that are just like, bro, it's too much. But yeah, the hair, trail. Oh, trail. That shit be killing me. I try so hard. Y'all don't understand. I be trying so hard not to acknowledge Trail's comments, bro. Trail be killing me in the comments. Trail be killing me, right? And it's hard to get to glance because I'm driving, so I can't read the comments, and then you get to a red light and you glance down, and you try to catch because by the way, some of y'all be having super good comments. I just don't catch it in time, or I'll catch it on the replay. Because Mr. Z is like, okay, what can I do better? How can I like not fumble around? Oh, and I'm doing it right now. Fumble with my words, be more concise, etc., etc. And then I'll catch your Trail's comments and all the rest of you comments, and I'm laughing to myself about some of the things y'all are saying that I didn't get to catch because I was driving or something like that, right? So it's just yeah, right. So Trail killed me with the chin comments. It's hysterical, and I guess I'll do Trail a comment on this one where he says for me it's the massive chin, right? Detroit, right? And Detroit said the Frankenstein fade. Oh my god. I ain't reading these comments somewhere. I'm not. I'm not. I'm not. I'm not. I'm not. Right. But for me, it's just something to analyze and put in the file of sad and potential Eartha Kitt. Right. For me, that I just look at the Chrissies and the Yannies and like you just shake your head like wow, right? And I meant what I said when I said like they fall off the edge of the cliff just to see the horror in your face. And they get some type of satisfaction seeing the horror in your face. That's that's sad to me. That's like genuinely like sad. Borderline tearjerker sad. Like wow, you're that jaded, you're that angry, or even worse, you're really not that jaded or angry. You just make content like that for your subscribers who are that jaded and angry, and you don't realize how that content is also kind of dragging you into actually being that person, right? You practice your way into horrible thinking, right? Because when you listen to Chrissy now, also, she gone. Mentally, emotionally and psycho, she's gone. She gone. It's the same thing with Real Talk with Yanni. And she claims she's seeing a therapist. Listen to O Stefco. When I saw Will Smith slap Chris Rock, I smiled. She gone. And we understand her and her, her situation, but geez. so they could say what they want to say about us. They could chastise and attempt to antagonize black men, particularly black men in the black manosphere, all they want, right? They could try to reverse this and be like, what are the incentives? What are the incentives on the table? That sound nice. All that talk sound nice, but look at where you are now. You could talk about all of the incentives that men took off the table. I didn't even say black men because you didn't say black men. You said men. You could say that all you want, but listen to you. These are women that are doing well financially. I keep on bringing up them doing well financially because, like, that's the struggle in America, the financial struggle, right? That's the struggle in America, the financial struggle. So when you overcome that, and now you have a, a potential spouse struggle, ugh, right? And the AT letter says, and thank you for the super chat, brother. And he says, Chrissy has been quiet lately. You know, last time I checked, she was dating some white dude. So maybe they're hitting it off and she's just enjoying the time with him. Possible. Or she could be, I think she still does a 9 to 5 potentially. So maybe she's swamped with that. There could be a number of things. Or she's just on vacation and all that YouTube money. It could be anything. It could be anything, you know. Because I still see these people as human beings. Wayward, angry, vengeful, right? But still human beings at the end of the day. That's why I speak about them the way I do. And when I'm addressing them, I address them the way I do. Because I don't see them as lesser beings, right? And I, I speak to them the way I do because it's like how Yani speaks, like she's getting off on what she perceives as men suffering. She's getting off on that because, like I said, she said, they never had to compromise. They never had to come. No, you want men to bow down. And you need to come to terms with that's what you're really actually saying. Like I always say, this is what people say and what they really mean, particularly women. Particularly women. That's what they say and what they actually mean. And what Yani is actually saying is women won the gender war, bow down, right? You say in compromise, what you really mean is submit. Mr. Z knows what compromise is, right? Right? And Demetrius says, and thank you for this comment. This is a really good comment. He says, yeah, she's probably lying. No therapist, and he's speaking about Yanni. And he says, yeah, she's probably lying. No therapist except Twitter or influencer therapists would actually condone what Yanni says. And I agree. I agree 100% with that. I agree. Right? And she could be lying. She could be. Right? You know, but you have hundreds of thousands of subscribers and you're talking like this. You're talking real reckless. You're talking real reckless for someone with hundreds of thousands of subscribers. You are an influencer. And this is what you choose to produce this type of content. Right? And you're going to have to deal with the consequences of sounding the way you do, thinking the way you do, advocating the way you do, being sassy the way you are, thinking it doesn't mean anything. All right, right. All right. You want to be a kept woman of leisure while you earn six figures as an over 30-year-old black woman in Houston. Houston, Texas. The white dudes are there, the Latino dudes are there. There's some Asians there. You trying to tell me you going out, Yanni? You getting the attention, you say you flirting. Ain't no man. Because you want to keep your peace, air quotes, your peace. Yeah, that's it. And Demetrius, exactly. And Demetrius says there is no winning the gender war. It's a war of attrition, aka who tires first. I was gonna say who taps out first, but yeah. Yep, yep, right. Exactly. Exactly. But they don't see it. And what does it really mean? Fine, men tap out, women win the gender war. What does that actually look like? Y'all think y'all hate that y'all you think you hate your position now with 40% of women earning more than their male counterparts. You ever considered what it looks like for women to actually win the gender war? Yanni, have you ever actually considered what it you mad now? Y'all took the incentives off the table. No, women took the incentives off the table. You know what if you're complaining now, what does it look like if women actually win the gender war? If white women win the gender war, if Asian women win the gender war, if black women win the gender war, if Latina women win the gender, what does it y'all complaining now with this type of egalitarianism? What would happen if women actually won the gender war? You think you're unhappy now. You think you're pretending to be happy now. You think you're pretending to be at peace now. You think you're pretending that you don't need men now. You don't care what men think now. How much more pretending would you have to do, right? Oh, and thank you for the super sticker. No placeholder. Thank you very much for the super sticker, right? Jeez, it's not a good look. It really isn't. It really isn't. And on that note, everybody, about to close it out. Yeah. So I covered this morning because I thought it was important to cover. Especially the point of being a kept woman, men taking the incentives off the table to hold this L, right? Because when people get in their sassy bag, they start talking real reckless and crazy, and you like, hold the L. The L's on your back. You winning and losing at the same time, Yanni. You're winning and losing you're winning financially and losing in every other way at the same time. You keep on claiming this peace. You don't look like a person in peace. And Dr. Thunder says about to go live with a panel talking about Negro peace. I mean, see, I said Negro peace, but I'm so stuck on the word peace now. Right? Let's read that again. About to go live with excuse me, about to go live with the panel talking about Negro love. I said Negro peace. Negro peace should be another panel, Dr. Thunder. Black people in peace. But no, No, Negro love. Yes, yeah. If I can make it out the shower, if I can eat this breakfast and make it out the shower on time, I'll definitely try to check you guys out. Hopefully before I knock out. Right. But yeah, bro. It yeah. I definitely thought we had to speak on this. So you know, yeah, better quality of men, right? And as I said, it's just Yani trying to rationalize her own situation right now, right? She have women in her comments talking about never get married. Um, she speaks about watching women her age watching other women struggle, right? And that's why as BGS has said to us before, what we find oftentimes is these mothers be sneak dissing their husbands around their daughters. They be talking about how horrible marriages and how horrible relationships are around their daughters. You want to know why you and your wife been married for 40 years and yet your daughter can't keep a man worth a damn. Was your wife talking crap behind your back? Right? Right? So just some things to consider. Just some things to consider, right? So let me see something because okay. And better uses, and thank you for the super chat, brother. Better uses. What they gonna do, me and my Bobby Womack voice. If you think you lonely now, wait until tonight. If you think you're lonely now. Exactly, bro. Exactly. Exactly. Right? Yeah. It's hey, these ladies, y'all talking crazy about y'all husbands, and your daughters become this, right? Or you may not even be talking crazy about your husband all the time, but you gasping and oh, I got so much to do, and you so over, I gotta do this, and you run into here and there and there, and you're making marriage seem not glamorous. Being coupled up with a man, not glamorous. Fine. Now your daughter's Yani. Now what? Right? And Yani herself said her mother laments only having one grandchild. Yeah, you might have had more, but Yanni's your daughter, right? This is something Mr. Z himself has said to his mother before. I said, my sister's generation of women said they ain't never gonna be like y'all. Yeah, y'all been married for decades, 3, 4, 5 decades. And our sisters say, yeah, no, right? But on the other side of that is what better use is. Shout out to Bobby Womack. If you think you lonely now, right? And shout out to Casey and JoJo them because that cover, if you think you lonely now, was fire. Absolute fire. I put it up there with the original. I put it up there with Bobby Womack's if you think you lonely now. Right? And we'll leave on the last point that I wanted to cover again, right? And it is if I could find a damn point, that would be great. Um wanting to be a kept woman and a woman of leisure while you're earning 6 figures yourself. Not saying it's impossible. We definitely see well to do people end up with well to do people, but you may not live in that environment, Yanni. And as we can see right now, you're grappling with that, right? Y'all say y'all could do bad all by yourself. Well, be careful what you wish for. And in Yanni's situation, it's not bad all by myself. I could do great all by myself. I could do financially great all by myself. Well, right? There you go. Right? Right? And on that note, I will Trail Bentley said with Womack, right? Sacrilege. I don't know. Because that Casey and JoJo joint was fire. But I'm not gonna begrudge. I'm not the generational war music person, right? What I mean by that, I mean like when a person takes a song and then they remix it or they freak it into their own way. Like I'll tell you which one I like more, but I don't get into well, it's the old one, it's the original, or it's the new one, it's more spicier, it's nicer. I just know which one I like more, right? And I didn't say that I like the Casey and JoJo one more. I didn't say that. I didn't say that, right? I just said I put it up there with Bobby's joint, right? So yeah. And on that note, everyone, we'll pause right here, right? I might, I might have to do a music stream, but I gotta bring Art New Style on for that one and Dr. Thunder on for that one. I'm gonna have to like coordinate some stuff. Let's see, right? Let's see. I might have to do a music stream and speak about black music spanning pretty much from the plantation on, right? From the slave hymns all the way up, right? So on that note, we will pause right here. Truly, y'all go check out Dr. Thunder stream. He's about to stream. Well, he's probably streaming now. Um, he said, "I thought it was 2 hours. No, I ain't gonna make it to the 2 hour mark. I'm not gonna make it to the 2 hour mark." Oh, and UC said it was actually KC without JoJo, right? And thank you. Um, so we will pause right here. Truly, y'all go check out other Black Manosphere content, other non-Manosphere content, right? Um, love, peace, and chicken grease. I always say these things like different order way, right? Like I gotta find the order. I think is what I'll pause right here. Love, peace, and chicken grease. Go check out other Black Manosphere content. Go check out other non-Manosphere content. There we go. Right. And I know Dr. Thunder is streaming, so y'all go check him out, and he's gonna have a panel in a little bit. So and yeah, we will close out right here. Truly, y'all have a great rest of y'all day. All right, Mr. Z out. All right, everybody.